Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at my July favorites. I'm really in shock that July has gone by as fast as it has. It's been very hot here, as it has been everywhere, but I've been really struggling to keep up with watering and just like plant care maintenance in general. I feel like my plants are just drying out so fast. I think it was last week or the week before we were under peak advisory, so we had to turn our air up and try to limit our energy consumption. And although I didn't turn my house to 78 like they recommended, I don't know how anyone could live with their house at 78. Like, Andrew and Tux would be very angry with me if I turned our air to 78. But anyway, I turned it up a little bit for what we usually have it at. And it's been pretty hot in my plant room because of this south-facing window. We get a lot of like direct sunlight in here throughout the day. So it's been really hot in my plant room and my plants are just drying out so fast. So with all that being said, I feel like July has been pretty chaotic. I've just been doing more of the bare minimum and not really doing anything extra with my plants. I like doing this because it kind of makes me reflect on the past month and see like in my house what plants, like actually have to process what plants I'm really liking and what plants I'm not really liking so much. And I just think it's really cool to be able to see the plants that I like really liked this month or just found myself looking at extra. So I have 4 plants this month and 2 plant accessories. So the first plant is a plant that I just got, I think last week. And if you follow me on Instagram, you already saw it, so spoiler. But this is a Philodendron Josebuono. And I've been wanting one of these for so long. And last time I was at my friend's, Michaela at Queen City Tropicals, I picked this one out and I told her to save it for me. And it took a while to root, so that's been like a month or 2 ago. But it has some really nice roots coming in. I'll probably pot it up within the next couple weeks. And we also have a new, I don't know if you can see that, a new growth point coming in. But I just love the variegation specifically on this leaf. And I think that's why I chose it. But her mother plant is absolutely beautiful. And I'm so happy to grow this and see what the new leaf looks like. Next is a plant that has sort of been on the struggle bus for a while. I unboxed this plant a couple months ago on my channel and it was beautiful, and then it wasn't so beautiful after I unboxed it, and I think it's come out of it. So this is my Scindapsus Silver Cloud. I think that's what it's called. I'll put it on the screen, but I had always wanted one of these, and so I ordered this from Ivy Plant Shop and it came in wonderful condition. It was totally my fault, but I think I just wasn't giving it enough humidity, and I think it got a little bit of a fungal issue also. But this is the leaf it came with, and then it put out this little, I don't even know what this is. It's like a half leaf. And so I kind of had a suspicion that it wasn't getting enough humidity. So I put it in a Ziploc bag in my wicker cabinet, and it just got this new leaf. And it's so big and so healthy. So I took it out of the bag and transitioned it into the Mills bow. So we will see how it does. But I am just really happy that this one came out of whatever funk it was in. And it seems to be doing a lot better now. The next 2 plants are both Hoya. And as I was picking out plants for this month, I found myself really gravitating to my Hoya cabinet. And I've always loved Hoya and they're one of my favorite plants, but I think especially in the month of July when it was so hot outside and I was having to water like literally every other day, I felt like my Hoya were super low maintenance, and although it probably wasn't great for them, I found that I could neglect them a little bit more during the heat wave that came through Missouri. I feel like I didn't have to water them as often, or I didn't have to worry about them just like dying from not having water. So I think that's the reason why I really gravitated towards my Hoya this month. So the first one is my Hoya Globulosa. Oh, dropped some soil on the floor. But this had been a wish list Hoya for a really long time. And honestly, I don't ever see them locally very often, and none of my friends that were into Hoya had one. So I kind of just forgot about them. And then I went to the plant swap in Springfield a couple months ago, and there was a lady there who had one, and there's actually 2 plants in here. Anyway, I traded for this plant, and I was so happy to get it in my collection. And this new leaf really has more of the globulosa look. The other ones don't really have the veining, but this is also a new leaf, and it looks like we're getting another new one. So I'm happy that there's 2 plants in here, and I love this Hoya. The next Hoya is also one that I had wanted for so long, and I think I've definitely had it on my channel and on my Instagram a lot, but I got this as I think it was a 4-leaf cutting maybe, and I think that was back in April of this year. And look at it now. This is my Hoya Serpents, and this thing has grown so fast for me. And honestly, I know these can be kind of finicky, but this has been one of my easiest Hoyas, I feel like. And it immediately shot out like a bunch of new growth points after it finally started growing, and now it's just going crazy. I don't know if you can see these little tiny leaves, but they're so cute. But I've seen a lot of people lately asking whether you like big leafed Hoya or like super small, and I honestly can't decide. Like, there's some Hoya that have giant leaves that I love, but then there's also like this one, and these leaves are so tiny and they're fuzzy, and I think this might be one of my favorite Hoya. I love this plant a lot, and it has just grown so much, and I think that's why I chose it this month. So the next is kind of like a plant supply, I guess you could call it, that I forgot to show in my Millsbow video. And I don't really know how, because I kept reminding myself to remember to show you guys it, because I was really impressed with myself that I discovered this. Well, I didn't really discover it. I found it on an IKEA greenhouse group, but it's a really good idea, especially in my Hoya cabinet. But that is using these acrylic risers in your IKEA cabinets to sort of like elevate different plants so that they're not like all on the same level. I found that when I converted my fabric cord to my Hoya cabinet, that I didn't really have a like height difference in my Hoya, because they're all pretty much in the same like type of pot. And since Hoya don't really grow up unless you trellis them, I didn't really like the way it looked. And so I found these, and now I use them in both my Millsbow and my fabric core to elevate plants, and I really like the way they look, and they're super affordable. I will have these linked below if you guys want to pick them up. The last thing for the month of July is these hoop trellises. And I had been looking for these for a while, and the only place I could find them was Amazon, and they were kind of expensive. So I had pretty much just given up hope. And then when I went plant shopping in St. Louis, I found these at, I believe it was Garden Heights. And they were $1.99 a piece, so they're super affordable, and they're pretty tall. I would say they're like 2 or 3 feet tall. I will show you guys. I have one already set up on my golden pothos, but I really plan on using these with Hoya so they can wrap around it. And I just thought these were really cool, and it's a different way to stake up your plants other than like a moss pole or just a regular stake. I like the look of the hoop, So definitely pick these up if you can find some. So that is going to be it for the month of July. Those were just some things that stood out to me and things I've been using a lot this month. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Plants by Kenna. And please leave me a comment below. I love reading through comments and replying back to you guys. So if you have any questions or just want to leave me a comment, you can do that below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.